down. Petco Park, a new beginning, let's go. Started back rocking the brown. Ever since we've been knocking them down. Baby said she wanna go to the game. Taught her how to say Padre gang. Started back rocking the brown. Ever since we've been knocking them down. Mitchell and Ness with the old school name. All of the homies holler Padre gang. Yeah, that.
All right, welcome to the Talking Friars pregame show. Padres Diamondbacks, 6:40. It's the first pitch. Padres obviously are sucking right now. They're 5-13 in their last 18 games. But the good thing today is a new day. Mad Bum will be on the mound for the Diamondbacks, and Padres got Yu Darvish tonight. I mean, that's a favorable matchup for the Padres because they've done really, really well against Mad Bum. You know, in recent memory, it seems like they've smashed him. I think the last time Mad Bum pitched against the Padres was at Chase Field, and he gave up maybe like 2 or 3 runs. He pitched pretty good, but the start before that, I think that was his last start at Petco. That's where he had that one error by Josh Rojas in the first inning, and then he totally collapsed after that. And the Padres, I think, ended up blowing out the Diamondbacks that game 7-1 or 8-1, something like that. So obviously that's what they're hoping tonight. Now, the good news is that same team that blew out the Diamondbacks that one game I'm talking about had Jerks and Profar, I believe, in that lineup. And Jerks and Profar is back. That's a huge part of this Padres team right now, especially when Fernando is out. And Fernando's going to be out for at least another, I'd say, 3 to 4 weeks. Into August, it feels like. He just started his swing progression today, according to AJ Preller. I don't really believe that he's just starting swinging right now. We saw him swinging weeks ago. So I think that's foolish to believe that he's just starting to swing now. So I guess that's the good news, is it might not take him 4 weeks. It might take him 3 weeks to be ready. But the Padres are going to be cautious with him. I think it's kind of just going to be making sure he's ready and protecting him from himself. That's what it feels like is going to need to happen with this, because Fernando wants to play. He's, probably thinks he could play now, but he obviously hasn't played in games, hasn't had that spring training, right? But getting back to tonight's game, Profar leading off. I think he went 0 for yesterday in Lake Elsinore, but that doesn't matter. He was DHing. All he needed to do was get some at-bats. That's all that really matters. And that's what happened. And he's going to be leading off. And then you got Crony batting second. Manny's batting third. Voit is batting fourth. Ha-Seong Kim's batting fifth. Haas is batting sixth. Nola is batting seventh. He's catching Darvish today. Mazara is batting eighth. And Estieri Ruiz is playing center. And he's hitting ninth. I'm fine with the guys kind of that are in the lineup. I'd prefer to have CJ Abrams in the lineup over Ha-Seong Kim. I like having Estieri Ruiz in there over Trent Grisham, obviously. I think that's what should be happening every day. I like having Nomar Mazara in the lineup over, a lot of other guys. Azokar got sent down because Profar's in there. So it kind of made it easy to have Mazara in the lineup today. But a lefty is on the mound. And the first time at the beginning of when the Padres were calling up Mazara, he wasn't really starting against lefties. Now he's doing that. Why is that? Because he's hitting over 300. Feels like he's hitting a line drive almost every time he's up, and he is more of a power threat than Jose Azokar. That's why he was sent down. He's obviously better than Matthew Batten, who they had in left field, I think, last Friday for that City Connect game. So he deserves to be in the lineup. I think that he should be higher than batting 8th. I'll say that. Having Ha-Seong Kim bat 5th and Abrams bat 8th, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. That's kind of like my only problem with the lineup. I mean, I don't want Hosmer hitting that high still. I'd rather have Ruiz hit higher in the lineup than 9th, but I guess I like the second leadoff guy, so I can't really complain about that too much. Just going through the comments here. JD's third says, every game Padres have had a favorable pitching matchup means nothing, apparently. Well, this last week, I'd give that to you. But I'm saying that it kind of means something now, I think. One, because Darvish is on the mound and I'm confident in him. I think it also means something because they do have a better lineup than they did yesterday because Profar's back in it. And Grisham's not in it. So I think it does matter a little bit in that sense. But you're right. I totally understand that argument. And the starting pitching wasn't as amazing as it's been. Um, you know, last series in Colorado. But you're at home. You have Darvish on the mound. The Padres have done well against Mad Bum. I'm sorry. I'm going to mention that it's a favorable matchup. Um, my Padre pick for today. Who was it? I believe Mazzara. Nomar Mazzara. I know he's hitting 8th, and so I usually don't pick guys that are low in the lineup, but I like the way he swings. I feel like he's going to get 3 at-bats. Hopefully the offense scores runs today, a lot of runs, and then he gets more than 3 at-bats. I just like the way he swings the bat. Like, there's not a ton of guys that I'm confident in picking to get a hit. Crony's one, but he is facing a lefty, and I did see Kevin Acee put out in his newsletter today that Crony has like the worst batting average at home this year, which was kind of stunning to me. But he's like 20th in baseball on the road, so that's kind of weird. So that kind of made me want to stay away from him today. I just like the way that Mazzara is swinging the bat, so I'm going to go with Mazzara. And yeah, Quan, you asked why is Mazzara batting so low? I kind of just addressed that. Like, I'd rather see him batting 5th instead of Ha-Seong Kim. A 5th batter behind Manny and Voit, you want power, right? I'm not saying Ha-Seong Kim can't hit one out. He's had some good at-bats. I thought he had some good at-bats in Colorado. But Mazzara had good at-bats as well, and he's more of a power threat. To me, that seems like the obvious pick is to have Mazzara be 5th instead of Ha-Seong Kim. But that's the way the lineup went. I'd rather have Abrams in there over Kim, but I'm glad that Mazzara is in there, so I don't want to dwell on that too much. The pitching matchup, Darvish, Mad Bum, already talked about that. The bullpen situation for today, Rogers should be available. I think Chris Matt and Hill would probably be down. I don't have it in front of me because I'm on my phone, so I can't pull up multiple tabs or anything. But I put the bullpen chart out. It's on Twitter right now, at Talking Friars. And I think Nick Martinez is going to be available tonight. I think Mackenzie Gore might be available tonight. I didn't hear anything from the media about if Martinez and Gore are available or neither of them are available. I think Martinez is. He felt good yesterday when they were testing it out in the bullpen. So that would lead me to believe that it feels even better today. He was going to pitch in an emergency situation like extra innings yesterday. So I would think today he'd feel better. And they'd pitch him maybe after Darvish. Who knows? They'd pitch him at some point today. Because the bullpen is hurting, Chris Matt, I would definitely stay away from him today. Are you confident in Garcia right now? Are you confident in Tim Hill? Are you, who else? Taylor Scott got sent down today to make room. Who got called up? Steven Wilson was active. Steven Wilson's another guy that would pitch today. So that's an option. So Wilson, Martinez, Rogers are definitely 3 that I think would get into the game. If you want me to just point out 3 relievers, I think that's who I would pick. But the bullpen, there's 3 guys, but the bullpen situation, it's not in amazing shape. They're just kind of limping to the All-Star break with these 3 games left, and they're trying to find a way to win a game, and that's why I think it's important for Darvish to go 6-7 innings today. I would hope 7 innings, because if he can't, then you're setting up the bullpen to continue to get probably overused. I mean, Blake Snell yesterday walking 6 guys and didn't get out of the 4th inning. That set the bullpen back. It was a 4-game series in Colorado, so you already knew that the bullpen was going to be taxed because it's Colorado. And then you have 3 straight games here. Blake needed to pitch better. He had to show up yesterday, and he didn't really show up. And so that was disappointing. And now the bullpen is going to kind of have to pay the price. Taylor Scott paid the price because now he's down. I'm not mad about that move, but he has to pay the price. He's down. because they just need that extra arm to be available in Steven Wilson today. So that's kind of the situation we got. I'm going to go through this chat here. I'm at the game, so I usually do a shorter pregame show, but I usually like going live. Saul asks, why is Alfaro not starting? Is Nola Darvish's catcher? I'm not sure, but I believe Alfaro, didn't he catch yesterday? Alfaro caught Snell yesterday, so maybe they wanted to go, they didn't want to have Alfaro go back-to-back games. I don't know. If Darvish has caught, if Nola has caught Darvish in more games, well, then that's your answer. Saul asks, when are they going to call up Luis Castillo? I don't know who Luis Castillo is. You mean Jose Castillo? I don't know either. His ERA is like 0.69 or something. It's really good in AAA this year, or in the minor leagues combined, AAA and AA this year. And like Elsinore, I think, for a little bit. I don't know why they haven't called him up. I don't know. They decided to have Taylor Scott up here and pitch in tie games against Colorado when you should have gone to Adrian Morejon. I don't know. Jose Castillo, he feels ready. You know, they can use the excuse of, no, he's an option. We like him as an option. We're building up his endurance. Well, it feels like he's been pitching for 2 months down there. Like, this isn't like a rehab assignment. It doesn't feel like, 3 more relief appearances in the minor leagues and his endurance would be built up. So he's going to be pitching multiple innings when he comes up here. That's not what I'm expecting. I just want someone that I can be confident in the 7th or the 8th inning, really. That's all I'm asking for. And so, Jose Castillo should be up here. Don't know why they're not calling him up. Let's see. So Quan says Nola is Darvish's catcher. Yeah, if that's the case, then there you go. That's your answer. Wolfpack says, are there a lot of people here? No, not really. I mean, there's people at the Park in the Park. That's just that's like usual because it's Beer Fest or whatever. It's Star Wars weekend too. No, when I was in line for season tickets, the season ticket line today before or going into the ballpark, usually there's a big line on Fridays. When there's a giveaway, there's a big line as well. There's no giveaway tonight. But there's not a lot of people right now. But it is City Connect Day. The Padres aren't playing great. But I would expect that some fans already had their tickets before the team sucked in Colorado these last 3 days. Kind of 4 days because the win on Monday wasn't even that encouraging either. I think people will show up. I'll say that. I think people will show up. JD says Jace was a scapegoat for Preller, to be honest. No, I don't think so. You really think Jace Tingler is the man to manage this team? The clubhouse didn't like him. That's an automatic red flag. And Bomel's one of the best managers in baseball. If you don't like him because you're judging him off of, 3 bad games probably that he's had this year, okay, judge him like that. But he's been really, really good, I think, a positive influence for the team this year. Have I got on him a couple times this year? Yeah. But that's nothing compared to how many times I felt like Jace Tingler was messing up last year. And then the collapse and all that. Like right now it's a bad stretch. Actually, it's a really bad stretch, but it's not a collapse right now, And going back to Preller, like if they don't make the playoffs this year, he should be gone. I agree with that. But you got to see what he does at the trade deadline. You got to wait till the best player, one of the best players in baseball, gets back and plays. You got to wait until Jose Castillo comes up and Drew Pomerantz is there, and all of these relievers get back. Wait till Myers is here. Wait and see what Profar does over the next couple weeks when he's back in the lineup. Like, I think it's premature for people to flip out and say that Preller needs to be fired. Yeah, of course. He's made some bad moves, and he doesn't have a whole lot of flexibility going into the trade deadline because of some of these contracts, Pomerantz, Hosmer, yada, 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 that he's done. But I still want to give him that chance at the trade deadline to fix it. And I still believe in this team. Like, I flipped out yesterday on the Rockies' reaction and got, more fired up than I probably have in a long time. but because I was emotionally reacting to that Rocky series, which was crap. And I'm still mad about that series. But I'm not like blindly like loyal to Preller, like I feel like Seidler is. If they don't make the playoffs this year, yes, he needs to go. If they don't make significant additions at the trade deadline, it's going to be hard to be confident that this team can, give the Dodgers a run for their money. But I'm not going to sit here and say Preller needs to be fired now when some of the most important days on the league calendar haven't come up this year yet. I think that's a little premature. So, all right, so 6:40 is the first pitch. Darvish on the mound for the Padres, Mad Bum for the Diamondbacks. That'll do it. Talking Friars, Padres, Diamondbacks pregame show. Ben Fadden, your host. I hope that you subscribe to this YouTube channel for daily Padres content. For stuff like this, pregame shows at Petco, post-game reactions, series reactions, interviews, all that good stuff. Some breakdowns as well, lip readings when guys get ejected. I love doing that. So, yeah, enjoy the game tonight. No highlights tonight because I'm at the game, but I'll have a reaction after. All right, see you, everybody.